The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed on Leadership Lounge Live are for entertainment and informational purposes only. They do not reflect the official policies, beliefs, or positions of any individuals, organizations, or platforms mentioned. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage independent research and critical thinking. Enjoy the conversation and engage responsibly.
Leadership Lounge.
Yo! And we are back. Happy Sunday to everyone. Welcome back to Leadership Lounge Live, where I am your host, Lewis Marshall, here with my amazing co-host, Miss Adama and Mr. Uriah. How y'all doing this Sunday?
Good. Happy
Lovely
Sunday.
everyone. Happy Sunday.
That's what's
Happy
up.
Star Wars
We
Day.
got another. I know. May the 4th be with you all. I got my little guy here at the show with us this week, sitting in with us. We got our little baby Yoda in the house. We also got a special guest with us this Sunday. We've got one of my very good friends here on the island. He is the owner of Remix.AI, one of our very own creators, Mr. Sam Wilhoite. Sam, how you doing?
Doing well. Thank you so much. So excited to be
Happy
here.
Sunday, brother.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it is.
It's been too long, bro.
It has. So it makes this even all the much better.
I know.
Yes. Been
So
looking forward to it.
let me give them a little context on who you are. So I met Sam through an audio chat room on Fanbase. We live in the same space. We are both creators. And so we got a chance to link up, shoot some content here on the island. We've done a couple live streams together. We talk AI sales and marketing. So we've become friends outside of content, but we share a lot of content interest. And so I thought it would be a really good conversation for him to talk about some of what he does with the AI and the sales and marketing side. So Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Give us some background.
I can do that. Thank you for the great introduction. My name is Sam Wilhoite, at Sammy Dub on most platforms, and I own an AI sales and marketing agency called Remix.AI, WREMIX.AI. Excuse me, right here in beautiful Hawaii. As you can see, we're looking at the world famous Waialae Golf Course, Diamond Head. Just want to bring you some beautiful, amazing vibes while we dive into the tech, the AI, the business, the sales, the marketing. As my man Lewis just said, yes, we are both here together. It's been amazing to meet in person. Next time, whatever happens next time, we'll definitely be in person, side by side, right here. So I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I've been in business my whole life. I come from the trades. Our family had a landscaping company for 30 years. I went to school for business, came out, worked in the family business my whole life, but after business school, came back, did that for 7 years with my father. We sold that in 2016. So my plan was always to own a marketing agency. Started this business in 2017, a year or two after we sold that business. I was able to travel a little bit. And so as we were phasing out of that business, I started basically doing what I was doing for my father's business for other businesses. So I ended up getting into roofing, getting up into solar. So I love the trades. I love the physical businesses. And of course, tech and AI and, finding the cutting edge on one side and staying grounded in the principles on the other side, right, to make it all work. So yeah, over the past 15 years, I have owned, operated, founded, bought, sold, advised, and consulted dozens of small businesses. right here in Hawaii, but all across the country, and Canada. And yeah, so what we focus on today is, again, have had this business for 8 years. I call myself a sales agency, because what I've found in all of my years is that one of, if not the biggest problem in business is the follow-up problem or lack thereof. One of my things that you'll hear me say all the time is the fortune is in the follow-up. Most people are really bad at it, right? It's the drop off between marketing and sales, in between attracting and getting that lead to what happens after that. And quite frankly, in 90+% of cases, just really, really, really bad follow up and systems. So these are principles and business truisms that are foundational regardless of technological changes. But at the same time, now, as we know, with AI, with automation, we have to put that to use to ultimately fix this problem. So that's what we do. We help businesses get more money out of the leads that they already have, fix their pricing to make sure that they can pay for the marketing that is really necessary to do the things that they want to do, and of course get more leads, bringing it into a whole holistic system. So I focus typically these days on businesses that have a sales process, meaning they set appointments to sell over the phone or in person, high ticket products or services, excuse me. In person is going to be, again, your roofing, landscaping, solar. Over the phone, you've got all kind of things from financial services to insurance services, real estate, mortgage, and so many more. But I have really touched every, I don't say every industry, but most, throughout the years, from art, music, nonprofit, retail, restaurants, you name it. So I love business, love entrepreneurship, love what it brings, opportunity to people to take a step above, to provide for your family, generational wealth, all that kind of stuff. So that's me from a high level there.
I love it. Hey, that was an excellent breakdown. That was an excellent breakdown. To my co-host, how do you feel about
I've
that?
got my
What do
coffee,
you
so
think about that? I know.
so
Hey,
I'm
I
on it
see
today.
you're cooking.
I'm on it today because I got my coffee, so I should be decent.
I
No,
love
I'm
it.
here for it.
Phenomenal. First, I want to say, fellow B school graduate. So I want to put that out there first. We both went to, I went to business school as well. What
Beautiful.
school did you go to? What did you major in? Which college of business?
University of Hawaii, Hilo, Vulcans, go Vulcans. I played basketball there. Um, I actually ran the college radio station there. Um,
Nice.
I love music. Reggae music is huge out here. Um, I didn't have the dreadlocks back then, but everybody looks at me and says, "Oh, you play music? Are you in one of these?" No, but I know all the other dreadlock reggae music guys though, and so yeah, I ran. And that was an amazing experience to start off as the DJs for free. I was the business manager, then the general manager. So not a huge university, but we had, 80, 90, almost a six-figure budget that we got to, manage throughout the year and bring in concerts, bring in events. So anyways, but University of Hawaii Hilo Business School, um, a finance, what do you call finance major, marketing minor. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And how about yourself?
I went to, not as exciting as Hawaii, but I was here at Northern Illinois. It's about a few hours west of Chicago, and I majored in
Nice.
accounting and master's in accounting. So one of my best
Nice.
friends he did finance, so we always argue back and forth like which one's better, which one's more important. They call me the nerd. I call him the nerd because it's a bunch of just nerd talk, right?
There is no more important.
Exactly.
Yep. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it.
What you got, Adama?
Oh,
Miss Adama.
I was waiting for the. I was waiting. Okay, so I did see in
No,
here
I could
that.
I could go forever on that one. No, sorry. Go for it. Go for it. I was trying to. Oh,
So
there
I
we go.
have mine
Is that back?
in fashion design, but healthcare management. as well. And I saw that you had one on your website as well. So I didn't even know that this would apply to healthcare. Not a lot of people, and I was taken aback when I saw it. Not a lot of people in the healthcare industry realize that they would need this type of service for anything that they have with sales. Especially, I work in the authorizations and the benefits part. Well, now when in the very beginning I did, but now I work more in the back end of the administration part. Um, that is pretty dope. I mean, so how does that work? Like, are you reaching out more towards the healthcare system, or is it just because you're not locked into one industry, which is amazing? And the healthcare now is such a big, there's so much to dive into with healthcare, and that's a steady flow.
Mm-hmm. Great question. Thank you for asking that. You reminded me. I
Mhm.
just have, been taking some cool steps. Um, in my business right now, one of them is just launch a brand new website, which it sounds like you had a look at. So thank you so much for doing that.
Mm.
WREMIX.AI. So yeah, you can see some of the folks that we've worked with, some of the different projects that we've done. So I believe the one you probably saw was called Med Options. So they're
Mhm,
actually an
mhm.
insurance company. And so if you think about that, as an insurance company, they sell over the phone, sometimes in person. They advertise, leads come in, they come into the system, they set appointments, they get on the phone, they pitch, they close. So yes, it is a different industry, but it's right on that high. It's a high ticket service. So it's something that I've worked in, definitely. And I have a lot of colleagues that do similar things and focus in it. And I am definitely working to get more in that direction because it's huge. The medical side is that I could touch is vast, but insurance,
Mhm.
dental,
Mhm.
any type of in-person offices, and big time aesthetics, med
Mhm.
spas, all of that cash kind of business and Botox. That stuff is through the roof. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how that applies on the sales side.
That
And then the
is
marketing side is the lead generation, of course,
Mhm.
but yeah, on the sales side.
I love that. That's amazing because those those parts that you touched on, those categories, is literally where it's at. And a lot of companies, even the hospitals now, because I know that when I worked in the rehab part of it, they would even want us to kind of pitch things to kind of let people know that, oh, you're going to be great. But there was no way to sell or to even think about the insurance part of it. And the insurance agencies, the insurance companies, especially even the big ones, like even the big ones, I'm not going to mention names, but big ones, the big ones, okay? They have issues with selling and letting people know exactly what they're going to get with their insurance. So that right there, that niche across the board is huge, constant, that's steady. I love seeing that. So that was amazing.
Yeah, yeah. No, thank you, thank you. And you bring up some good points. Every industry, there are challenges that everybody in every industry faces, and then there are industry specific ones, and then there are industries that we say, oh, this is a highly regulated industry more so than others. Healthcare for sure. Um, uh, Alcohol, tobacco, firearms,
Mhm.
cannabis, so many kind of things. And so a huge part of what I do is compliance.
Mm.
And so if you step out of those industries that are highly regulated, anybody who wants to send text messages in the United States has a huge list of compliance to stay within.
Wow.
And that's a big thing of what I do, right? So, with the Spam Can Act, the FTC, FCC, all of the major carriers, right? You still get a lot of the cold spam texts today, where people just get your number and text you and trying to sell you credit repair or whatever the heck it is. And um, so that still goes on, right? But I've been doing this for a long time, and so about 2 years ago, the regulations started coming more and more. 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was legal to send cold text outreach. Um, it no longer is. Consent is a huge thing, right? You have to fill out a form. check the box saying I consent to you messaging me, privacy policy, terms and conditions. And excuse me, I'll get it. I lost my train of thought for a second, but yeah, anyway, to kind of answer your question, that's something that everybody has to deal with now. Oh, I was gonna mention Cambridge Analytica, right? So this was 3-4 years ago. I don't remember how long, the Cambridge Analytica with all the data with Mark Zuckerberg in Congress, and now when you advertise on the advertising side, you have much less targeting demographics because you can't pinpoint people. But they were it was just like crazy, like you could do anything free now,
Wow.
right? So data tightened up, cell phone communications regulations tightened up. They always continue to tighten up. So I know that's kind of a long way to answer your question, but yeah, that applies to everybody. And then in medical and other things, we've got to stay within that too. I've worked in medical. I have a cannabis client right now, so there's a lot of things that they cannot do, like, at all. So, but yeah, anyway.
You talking about compliance now? You're really speaking my language. My background is auditing, so I've been on all lines of defense. I've been an auditor, I've been risk and compliance, and now I'm first line control officer. So, like you said, highly regulated industries. That's where the sweet spot is because they're gonna need the most work, right? Like it's like they just create the jobs for you once they add these regulations in, right?
Yep. And I say, yeah, regulations suck, but if there's a challenge that you're facing, your competitors are facing it too, right?
Right.
So it's an opportunity for you,
Exactly.
because if something big comes up and then 20% of your industry just goes away, the 80% left is going to reap that reward, right? It's a barrier to entry if you're already there. Real estate is a great example. I have a couple of real estate clients, and there was a sweeping, if you're familiar, overhaul of the regulation of the commission fees for buying and selling and everything being disclosed and like off. You have to, that upended everything, and people are like, oh, this is gonna ruin the industry and da da da. And like, I'm sure some people left because of it. But it's a barrier to entry. If you're already a realtor, like anybody who wants to become a realtor now has to like learn all that. You're ahead of the game. And there was always kind of a running joke, like, oh, you're a realtor, haha, like everybody's a realtor, you know what I mean? Everybody's got a real estate license on the side, like anybody can do that. And it's like,
Right.
that's not true, right? All those people on the side who are not making any transactions, the people that are making transactions are working. But now that cuts a little bit of that out. It's like, okay, maybe not everybody can just go do it and figure it out. Same thing on my end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, all you needed to do to have a marketing agency was, and then people say the same thing. Oh, marketing agency, you got a marketing agency. 3, 4, 5 years ago, all you had to do to have a marketing agency, and you can still do it today and get yourself in hot water. But all you needed to do was have a decent website, be halfway decent at running Facebook ads, which were super easy to run back then and super cheap. So anybody really could do it. But now, if you're not able to come in and keep your clients in compliance, $500 per text message, lawsuits, right? Because again, 3-4 years ago, it was like, you get away with this stuff. Nobody was, you would have to have an individual like get so pissed off about a spam text that they sued you. But over years, just like everything else, like somebody finally sues, somebody else finally sue, then people start suing, then it's class actions. So now we have class actions just out there sweeping, you know what I mean, the nation. So like, you have somebody come in and do this and not have you on the right foot, and then you get caught, you get caught up in a class action lawsuit. Now it's a thing where it's like one of those where people, you're likely to get swept up in it, versus 3-4 years ago you didn't have to worry about it. But yeah, it's a barrier entry for me, for somebody to come in and compete with me now who doesn't have a marketing agency right now and to start. Like, I got to deal with all that, but they got to deal with all that, and I've been doing it, you know what I mean, for 10 years.
Well, you already got a system in place now.
Sam, I wonder if you could talk about how AI plays into that over the last maybe 2 or 3 years. Has it shifted how you have done things historically?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I will say, because I'm sure that we're going to talk a little bit. I don't want to go off. I'm going to answer your question. I'm sure we're going to talk a little bit about, because I know there are a lot of artists. This is a lot about AI art as well. And
Yeah.
again, there's so much crossover. So I always like to say everything is a business. And so the things I'm going to talk about are AI on my side of, I think it applies to everybody. Everybody's a business, right?
Mhm.
And especially for people that have something that they're, I don't want to say not a passion project, but something that's a passion thing. Like, I'm an artist, I want to be an artist. I'm a musician, I want to be a musician. It's there's again there's a misconception of the starving artist, and they don't want to do the business side. That goes for every business person. Most people are good at what they do, not good at business, right? The successful plumber was good at plumbing, but he does not good at business. The successful whatever, right? So, um, I say that all to say, what is it, 2025?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I've been using chatbots for over 10 years. I started using Go High Level, which is a CRM automation kind of all-encompassing tool that I use to this day. Um, 2015, 2016, I'm trying to remember when they came out. Started really integrating AI around 2020, and I remember it clearly. It was right before COVID, early 2020, and it was a new company that just came out. They're still around, called WooSender. Um, Great product, still does really cool things today, but this was 2, 3 years before Chat GPT, and they had and still have a really great AI sales system. Right. So what you could do, it wasn't built as a traditional CRM, but it basically manages your pipeline as a CRM, just like you would build in Go High Level, HubSpot, or whatever else. And so we were building an AI since then. And this really, again, when I say the biggest problem in business is the follow up, right? Because I had, you know, I say I'm a sales agency, but I also say sales and marketing. I say marketing agency. Everybody knows what marketing is. I come from, you know, landscaping, roofing. We were doing high ticket sales, but marketing, running ads, running leads. So in the beginning, when I started this business, it was a lot of just more the marketing side. And then you realize, and so many people have been burned by marketing agency, the leads suck, right? The leads suck. They gave me leads and the leads suck. Um, and we said, oh, well, it became obvious, right? The Nobody follows up. The fortune is in the follow up, and people are just horrible at it. And it's the drop off between marketing sales. And it's like we get all these leads, good, bad, or average, hand them off, and it's a two-way street, right? Because we weren't running the whole pipeline and we weren't the ones closing. I have to do my job, but I'm not closing for you. Got to, if you're not able to close deals, if you don't call right away, people will be like, oh yeah, we get to everybody within 24 hours, like as if that's a good thing. It's like you have to get in within 5 minutes, like hopefully the first minute every time. And then they'll say, we get to everybody within 24 hours. And it's like, but they don't really, you know what I mean? Like people might call 2 days later, maybe call once or twice. Like they'll call once, they won't answer. They'll call twice and like, they didn't answer, the leads suck. Well, the average high ticket sale takes 8 to 12 touches to close. Full stop, right? So, to long way around answer your question, AI is coming there, right? In the sales management pipeline. AI, automation, human, right? Those are the three parts of the system. And we use it in the appointment setting process. So like a lead comes in, so you've got your pipeline. I can even just pull it up on my computer and but you know what I mean. You've got your pipeline.
Yep. I'm with you.
Lead comes in, new lead. They get the welcome text, they get the welcome email within the first 1 to 5 minutes. If you do phone calls, you want to call them right away as well. You can leave them a voicemail, or you could do the voicemail drop. You can automate that whole thing. A lot of businesses in the small to mid-size range don't, either have somebody answering the phone, or they're not always able to answer every call right away, or if a lead comes in, call right away. So a lot of times they rely on that. Make sure you get the text, email, phone number. They either respond or they don't. When they respond, they go here. They're either interested in setting a call, they're not, they go here. They either set an appointment or not, and they go here. And they either show up to that appointment or they don't, and we got to set them for a follow-up if it's a no-show. We demoed them, they've got a pitch, now they're here in the post-demo pipeline, and we deal with them here. And you know what I mean with you understand how it goes for you, and a lot of people do it manually. Some people might have a Salesforce or HubSpot kind of halfway set up, or a MailChimp. But that's what we dial in, right? So with those three parts of the system, for us, I say the secret is, and I heard, I'm trying to remember his name, but the sales guy, I believe it was your friend Uriah. I was watching that episode earlier. Um, and
Oh yeah, and Taz Cole.
and you know, talking about again, the secret to AI is the human, right? We don't want the AI to do everything, and we want to be able to, I don't have a look
Ooh,
at it
say that
before you
again.
publish it, right?
Sam, say that
You
again. Don't go too
don't
far. Say that part
you
again.
don't you don't want the AI to do everything, right? So when we're letting people talk to people, I'm sorry, when we're letting our AI talk to people live, right? Boom, 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 boom. You already know how much work it takes for you to get your images the way that you want. So when we talk about creating content, you get to have the AI rate your article or your image and then work it out with your human ability to make it better before you
Yes.
publish it. Typically in this place, we don't have a chance to say, look at every, you know what I mean? It's like they text me, I'm texting them back. I don't have a person. The whole point is to not have a person looking at that the whole time. And so we got to make sure it doesn't answer certain questions. So the secret about our system is, of course, the humans, but 50%, 40, I'd say 40% of what happens is automation. 40%, 50% of what happens is handled by the AI. And we try to, 10 to 20% max, but like 10% human interaction, right? So that the AI can take up 90%, AI and automation can take up 90% of that manual grind, the stuff that people don't want to and aren't necessarily good at anyway. And if you were, you have to just throw bodies at and just spend more, spend more, spend more. Manage that system at a much higher capacity with less people. Put your best people at the far end to do what people do best: close, deal with the deals. So yeah, that's where we use it. We have
Yeah.
a proprietary system. We use existing tools, right? I don't own a tech company. We're a marketing agency. We use existing tools. We use a proprietary system of Go High Level, Chat GPT, and a couple other things. The automation is everything that's scripted up front, right? So we start with a master copy document, right? Or all the campaigns per se. So when somebody texts, or I'm sorry, somebody fills out the form, they come in, they get the text and the email, those are automated welcome messages. They're already scripted. Certain amount of things are scripted throughout, oftentimes the beginning of a campaign, and then at certain points when it's not a scripted, position within the pipeline, the AI takes over from there. If those two things happen, and the AI will kick back certain things where it's either not able to answer or we programmed it not to answer, right? Because we know about hallucinations. We know that the AI can hallucinate. The AI can be wrong. It can be incorrect. It can be offensive. It can be all various number of things. So we put things in place for that. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. That's the big place of where AI comes in with us. I definitely touch and work within AI content a bit, but I can talk about that. A lot of the content that I do and we use for ads is actually organic, real stuff like this. And of course, AI is in everything, right? So on the marketing side, again, as I was talking about the Meta ads, Instagram, Facebook, the Google ads in their algorithms, because they have to take back demographic targeting, right? I can't target you by income and zip code, maybe zip code, but certain things anymore that they were doing. They were dang near almost digital redlining, you know what I mean? And doing all kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Equal opportunity. They were breaking red line stuff, equal opportunity stuff. People were hiring, fire, like, because it was digital and nobody, and that's where Cambridge Analytica came in. So long story short, those algorithms are more and more being powered by AI, right? So you can turn on their AI targeting or not, or use a combination of both. We typically do use those campaigns. In Meta, it's called Advantage Plus. I think in Google, it's called Performance Max or Performance Plus. So again, that's just one of the many places that AI is in there, which just kind of naturally happen. And then we, really work it and customize it on the sales side in GHL. And it can be done anywhere, HubSpot, Salesforce, Pipedrive. There's so many, but we
So
prefer and typically use
that's
Go High
really,
Level. Yeah.
that's really good, bro. I like that. There's
Nice,
a
nice.
lot of options there. That's a lot there. Come on,
Mhm.
Uriah.
So I hear you. You pretty much giving people like the warning, like, hey, you have to make sure your AI is trained, or you might fall into one of these regulatory traps where you're gonna get fined. Where does one like even identify that? Like AI, because we always call AI like the black box. You could put stuff in it, you don't know what's happening, you just have to check what's coming out. So how does one that they say they just get into it? They're like you said, they're a realtor, they're a sales agent, they got a marketing agency, and they're newer to it. How would you like give them a like pay attention to this because they could catch you here? You know, like how do they identify when they're in a high risk situation?
Great question. Great question. Let me put it all together. Let me put it all together because there's a couple parts. There's a couple parts to that answer. So on the regulation side, it's just get smart, wise up, figure it out. If you're in real estate, law, or healthcare, you probably already have a grasp on your regulations. So keep that in mind when you start looking at the communication regulations. You can do pretty well of, again, with everything I'm talking about today, or in any case, right? There's the DIY, do it yourself, DW, Y, done with you, and DFY, done for you. Like we, as our services, we do those things. So you're either gonna do it yourself or have somebody do it for you or with you, right? So, when you dive in, it's they do pretty good when you set up these things in whatever you're in. Go high level, HubSpot, whatever you're in, you're gonna have to go apply for A2P 10 DLC, which is the for with the carriers, the business phone number registration for carriers. So within that process in your CRM, they're going to give you some links and say, hey, here's some templates of what you got to do. Here's some things you can't say. Here's words you can't say. And there'll be a couple of different of those kind of documents, which you either have it in your CRM when you start, they'll send you a link. If not, they'll reference spam can or this or that, and then just go and read a couple, you know what I mean? That would be doing it yourself as far as you can kind of go into that. Working with somebody like me, we work together and make sure everything is clean. We have all of that locked in when it comes to best practices and templates, but of course everything is built custom to you, right? So when it comes to going deeper than that, it's like, okay, what is your business? And then we go from there. With the AI side of it, I mean, a technical answer, and I'm trying to make it a little bit, but like technically, within Go High Level, again, there's the master campaigns, which are the automated messages. There's a master document, which is a control document or like a glorified FAQ. That's what the AI will pull its answers from, kind of like as if a prompt book, right? A book of prompts, basically, for everything around your business. And we do two things. We tell ChatGPT, if you can't find the answer in one of these documents, don't answer the question. Kick back to us, needs attention. Yep. That's first and foremost.
Limit.
First and foremost, because even then, we like, don't go to the internet and find the answer. Don't do that. Even then, ChatGPT, it can't help itself. Sometimes it'll go pull stuff out of the clouds or the stars or make something up. So that's the first thing we do. Another thing we do is we call it no data, right? So we would put a no data tag. If anybody mentions anything about death, if anybody asks for you to reach out more than 30 or 60 days in advance, or if anybody asks, the AI is great, right? It can answer 1-2 part questions. It can answer, but like if anybody, asks kind of certain, I don't want to say crazy or like extended, like a 3-part question, it's going to most likely kick that back to you, even though it can, and in some cases will do that. Because there's all kind of things where, you could fill out the form. You're going to get the text message from us. It's going to say, hey, Joe, thanks for, filling out the form. Would love to get you on a call. How does, tomorrow at 2 or 7 p.m. work? And this is an example that we used to see a lot in the early days. And it would say, oh yeah, definitely, right now is not a good time. You know, my grandpa passed away. We got the funeral on Sunday. Can you get me next week? And it's kind of like that. Yeah, no, positive, negative. It used to be really bad. You know how when you're saying no, but you're being polite and you say yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, but no, actually, my grandpa just passed away. The funeral's on Sunday. Can you call me next Thursday? And the AI will see yeah, and it'll be like, great, see you at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And it's like, no, what kind of robot are you? I just told you my grandpa died. You know what I mean? And weird stuff like that happen is not so weird. It happens all the time. So certain things we push back as no data, and then there's the master document where we keep boundaries on it, you know? Yeah. So again, I think that a little bit, hopefully that helps on your, you know, like you say, compliance answer.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. Awesome.
That was good. I have a question.
Please,
You know what, Louis?
please.
Your face. I love
Loving
that
it.
look. How you looked over in my corner, but you don't know you're looking at my corner. But
I know I'm
anyway,
I
looking
was
at
waiting
y'all
for
over
you.
here.
I
I'm
was
looking at my
waiting for
other
you.
phone over here.
See, hey, Sam, we're getting the nonverbal cues down pat. You see
we
that?
are. He
See,
was
no, the
looking.
problem with me is I'm not actually looking at y'all. I'm trying to look at the camera, so y'all are down here, and
Hey,
I'm not
yo,
getting the visual cues. So if you see me sitting there like staring at the camera when I'm supposed to like be responding to
nope, you're
something,
good.
I'm
You're
not
good.
ignoring y'all. I'm trying to come down here, and I'm like, you know,
I love it because he looked over in my corner. He don't even know he's looking. Lewis can't see me at all. So Lewis doesn't even know he's looking in my corner. And so he looks over in my corner. I'm like, okay, I'm coming, Brady. I'm coming.
You
that's
got
great.
it. You got it.
Perfect.
You
Perfect.
got
You're
it.
up. You're up.
Sound like
So
you
here's my
feeling guilty.
here's my question. What I heard that was really big is prompting. And with all these upgrades and different upgrades, I'm doing like a test on the side, and I'm watching. The test I'm doing is watching how people talk to their AI, and they're forgetting to prompt. And what I love that you said, I hope I'm getting this correct. I have to go back a couple of minutes, and you said something like, you would tell the AI not to answer if it does not know it. Boom, that's a prompt. I mean, it's
If it doesn't follow this, if it's not in this master document, yeah,
right.
yep,
That
yep,
is
yep.
a prompt, y'all. Can I get a
Like, yeah,
sound?
exactly.
Can I
If
get a
you
sound?
don't
Bonk,
come,
bonk, bonk.
yeah, you don't do anything that doesn't follow the prompt. Is
That's right.
basically what we're
Say
telling
it.
it, because
Thank
it will
you.
go out and do other stuff you didn't ask for.
That's right. Let me do a scratch on that, and you come back and say that again, Sam. Go ahead and say it again, Sam.
Yep, yep. You
Follow that prompt.
yeah. Do not do anything that's not in the prompt. And that's part of what you got to do with it. You give it a prompt, and then it'll do other stuff. You'll be like, don't do anything else that's not in here. Do not do anything else that's
Yes.
not in here. Because this is us. This is ABC Inc. That's us. You know what I mean? This is martial artistry. If you're not talking about martial artistry, don't take it from the internet.
I love that he
That
said
part.
that because I love that he said that because there's so many upgrades, and with the upgrades, they are making it easier. You can tell that, but what I feel that the AI is doing now is sorting through who can prompt and who can't. Even though everybody's out here like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a Muppet Baby. Oh yeah, I'm going to make an ad. So let me focus back on here. I'm going to make an ad, and it's just going to say this. I'm just going to talk to it. No, I need you not to talk to it. I need for you to give it a direct directive, which is a prompt. And so I wanted to ask this other question on this part, and I'm going to stop. So AI, because you've been using chatbots, what you said, for a long time. So with AI, is it coming in as a assistant for you all, or is it a student that you all are training, or is it coming in as, this is my right hand man?
Yep. Yep. Great question. So what we're building are AI agents at this point, right?
Mhm.
We all know chatbots, which were bad. I mean, not bad. I mean, they were great. They were revolutionary for the time, and they were great and they worked well, but you kind of knew what you were dealing with, right? You knew you were talking to a chatbot. Then, what we call conversational AI And that term's been around for a long. We've been using that term since 2019, 2020. That's two-way conversational, right? So a chatbot is one way. We call that broadcast. It can talk to you. It can't receive and talk back, right? So like a MailChimp, right? Like your drip, that's an automated message. Two-way conversational. Now it's agentic AI, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, AI agents, which is obviously above and beyond what a chatbot is and traditionally is. So that's the main driver, and that's going to be your virtual appointment setter, your AI appointment setter. And so that's on the sales side. Do I utilize AI for content? Do I utilize it for assistance in other parts of my business that aren't, just the sales function? Yes, I do. I don't use it for everything. Um, um, Again, give me a second. I had a good train of thought that I was on. And I might have lost it, but that's all right. I don't remember
It's all
do
right.
you remember where I left off? Anybody? You're probably like listening and then I just trailed off.
Hey, I'm with you. I
um,
do the same thing, but I do want
yeah,
to.
I do
it's
too.
been
I'm like, yo, it's all good.
I'll
You're in
co-sign
good
it.
company.
I'll
Yeah,
co-sign something
Adama,
that might keep
were
you
you
guys going.
were you about to prompt me? Somebody prompt me
We
back.
we cousins over here. So you're talking to ADH1, ADH2, ADH3.
Yeah, you said it. You said it. You said
Right?
it. You said ADHD at the beginning. That's good. We had to have a moment or
So we
two. We
your
had to have a moment.
cousins.
Oh, okay, perfect. See, that's it. See, I tell people, I was telling somebody, I was watching a live stream the other day. I was like, just keep talking, it'll
Just
come
keep it
back.
going.
So yes. So all that being said, I like to do this as a clarification. 90% of what we're doing with our AI agents, our appointment setters, are going to be AI over text messages. The point has always been to create this to behave the way that a human does,
Mhm,
patiently, politely,
mhm.
persistently, to get them on the phone with you, a person. So that's what we typically do. Is there AI voice out there? Yes. Is there some really good AI voice out there? Yes. Are there a ton of them where people are like, and that's so many articles and stuff. I'd love to, examples about Salesforce and how some of these really big leaders in the AI sales game are handling these things. I don't use the AI voice for the most part. For I don't want to say obvious reasons. I mean, I can go in that for a long time. It's got to be proper for the place, person, and time, right? Situational. It doesn't work for you.
Mhm.
Typically, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't want AI talking to my customers, rightfully so. What I was saying is like, most people are not using these as salespeople to close deals. Can you? Yes. If you're enterprise level, but not yet. Appointment setting, discovery call.
Mm,
Get the questions.
mhm.
If you're going not enterprise, you don't have to be enterprise level, but if you've got like hundreds of leads coming in a week or whatever, and you're just need a demo call for 5 minutes for incoming calls, not outgoing calls, sure, okay, and sometimes we will do that. Um, but yeah, that's just a caveat that I say. Like, yeah, you can go, all AI voice, but again, it's
That's so
like
dope.
the training and the stuff becomes even more. So it's like, yeah, for the most part, um, we don't do that. But yeah, AI agents, agentic AI, that's the new buzzword.
That is so dope. I appreciate it. That was a good
Yeah.
answer. I mean, because you guys, what you're doing, you're literally not just working, but you're also teaching. You're literally teaching. Like you're an instructor for. If they, I mean, I know when they're looking for people or anything like what you do is all your job is multifaceted because you're also training. I think that's so dope. Anyway,
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Definitely.
Sam, I wanna shift gears. I didn't mean to cut you off. I want to get into the place where you and I went and did our 6 hour live stream, and I want to have you explain that process of how that big project came together and tie it into the nonprofit sector work that you've done in the past and continue to do.
Yes. Yes. And I want to say this before I forget, because I have something that's something related to this and the art side of things and the creator side of things in general. So I'm going to try to answer your question and then kind of come back to that if one of us can remember.
I got you.
So Palama Settlement is where we met and did our first, I'll call it a major live stream. We were in person for the first time together. Epic visuals, historic place, historic Palama settlement. I don't remember if it's 200 years old, but it's old. So before I dive into that, just to give some folks some context, a lot of history here in Hawaii. Obviously, the native original side of the history, and then from contact, right? From European and then American contact on as a American, territory, what have you. Everything in Hawaii is pretty much the oldest west of the Mississippi. So there's a lot of 200 plus year old buildings. Let's just put it that way. So the oldest school west of the Mississippi is in Hawaii. The first Chinatown is in Hawaii. The second Chinatown was in San Francisco. So we have the oldest Chinatown in America because obviously Chinese and Japanese coming stopped in Hawaii on the way. So just to give some context, this is I think it's 100 something. It might have just made 100 years. Kalihi was traditionally, low income. I believe it was projects or something, and there was a big fire that went down, and maybe Palolo, I believe, one of the neighboring areas, and everybody had to be resettled here at Palama Settlement. Was founded by one of the churches or bishops as a nonprofit. Housed all kind of folks, and throughout the years, they still have dorms, all times of the day, gym, all kind of facilities. Great organization and tons of history. A couple of the great stories. Of course, the Jackie Robinson story is an amazing story. Jackie Robinson stayed there in 1941. He was obviously a college and professional semi-pro football player prior to becoming the record-breaking, barrier-breaking baseball player. I forget he played for like Cincinnati Club or something, but he was known as Jack Robinson. I believe they started calling him Jackie Robinson again after later in the baseball days. So he came out and played football with the Honolulu Bears. We used to have a barefoot football league out here. And just like the rest of the country, Waikiki was segregated. So Black people, not even native Hawaiians that live here, were able to stay in Waikiki. So they said, where can Jackie go? And of course, they welcomed him in with open arms. They always had, I think, children boarding at that point, and of course, people that were like transitional housing. So he was there. Kids loved him. Yeah, everybody had a great time. Barefoot football, Hawaiian style. He was actually on the U.S. Lure line, I believe, a ship that took him back to the West Coast on December 7th, 1941, the day that will live in infamy, the day that Pearl Harbor was bombed. He was on the boat on the way home. I believe he left a couple days before that. So thankfully, he could have very well been here when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, which he wasn't. So just a really kind of cool, crazy story.
Wow.
To tie it to what we did, there is an organization called, it was known as Powwow Hawaii. They since changed their names, of course, because cultural reasons. Hawaiian, Asian, local Asian, people that started it, but not, traditional native, a lot of that kind of stuff, but not, the powwow, comes from North American, native culture. So it's known as Hawaii Walls. It's known as Worldwide Walls, but it started here. It's called Powwow Hawaii, Hawaii Walls. It's been going for 10 years, internationally renowned. For a week, artists from all over the world and local artists meet in, there's an area in Honolulu called Kaka'ako, which is between Waikiki and Honolulu, an industrial area that they're building up. So street art oftentimes precedes gentrification, right? So first came in the street art, they started, just like Brooklyn, bring in the street art, comes hit, everybody wants to come in, then it gentrifies up. So they did, inadvertently, sometimes artists, become, like inadvertently, like that was not these, grassroots artists. But it's so anyways, you go down to Kaka'ako right now, they did it for 10 years. It's a gallery, a walking gallery. And from
Ah,
there, it got so big they do the same thing now within 5 years they had a powwow San Francisco, powwow Tokyo. I don't know if there's a powwow New York, maybe a Europe one, but this is 5, 6 cities across the world. They do this every year. So on their 10th anniversary 2 years ago, Kalihi is the next over. It is again traditional Hawaiian area, Ahupua'a, often low income. The two biggest housing projects are one's in Kalihi, one's not far away. So, for lack of a better word, it's next up. Um, um, why am I blanking on his name? Jasper Wong and Kahea Hart. Jasper is, I believe, from Kalihi. They're from there. They're local boys. They want to bring, color, vibrancy. They want to be, they want to make the place, better. Joy, hope, all those things. So he said, 10-year anniversary, we're coming to Kalihi. They centered it at Palama Settlement. They're right up against a freeway with a whole concrete retainer wall here. They've got a big gym with two things. So it's like right on the freeway. I don't remember if it's like 50,000 or some cars pass there a day. And 90 or 100 some murals over a week with like 150 artists from small to big. So it was just an amazing project for a week. Like again, all these kids at the place. It was centered at Palama, but it was in and around Kalihi at various like high school, elementary school, shopping center. And I was there for a couple of days, and it was amazing to see the pride, right? Because they'd never seen this here. Like they've seen it in Kaka'ako before, but there was Dillingham Plaza, is like just a little old rundown shopping center with a food land, a Sack and Save, an Office Depot. And I just seen, young local kids walking in and out of this food land, looking up just like people just like, wow, what is going on? Like I couldn't imagine many people had pride in Dillingham Plaza, you know what I mean, before this happened. And people always loved Palama Settlement, but it literally became a destination within itself now. It's a walking gallery. It's amazing. Um, and a really cool thing about this, as opposed to Kaka'ako's in the city. You got to get off the freeway. You got to go find it. This is right on the freeway. Again, some 30, 50,000, vehicles pass it every day. The biggest are on the top of the gym, so huge. You can see them from the freeway. And you can't drive from the airport to Waikiki and not see it. So I don't know if we were on live stream for 3 hours, Lewis. And
bro, it
I
was 6 hours.
believe
It
I
was
uploaded the
6 hours.
footage. Six, I don't know, whatever it was. I believe I uploaded the footage. If I didn't, I'm going to the Google Drive because Will, my friend Will, whose home I'm in right now, thanks, Will. He wasn't able to be here today. Next time he might be a live studio audience. Oh, I know I don't want to give away any spoilers because I know you might have that brother man on here too, Lewis, but
We're working on it.
I gave y'all like one or two cool stories, and he gave us 6 hours of stories on that thing. So it was really a documentary. So yeah, that's. I know I talked for a long time just now, but it was really just scratching the surface. But anybody who's in Hawaii, come there. It's not in Waikiki. It's not, but I see more and more people. They're going to be offering tours. You can go do a 30-minute, 90-minute, 2-hour long walking tour, and never see the same thing twice. And be in awe. Just amazing. Yeah.
Oh
But yeah,
yeah. So I
what are
can.
your thoughts, your input, Lewis? Like any more, yeah, I hear your thoughts or deeper dive. I know you want to do a deeper dive, so yeah, man, that's you. Go for it.
Oh yeah. No, I was just gonna say I know that going there, I didn't really know what to expect, and I had seen the mural on the gem. It's the heart hands. I'd driven by it a bunch of times, but didn't know what the property was, and I you can see it for miles.
Hmm.
But then actually walking the property with Will, and we met the executive director, and he was real cool. Shout out to Sam. Like it was really a great experience, but there was a lot of art. There were a lot of murals. I have footage on my hard drive too. But then we left there and went to Old Sports Museum, went Hawaii
Did we
Sports
go
Museum.
that day, or did we go that day? Or I know we went a different day,
Nah,
but did we
this
go
was
that day
this
also?
was later. No, we went later on another date. But we started at Palama Settlement and we walked
Hmm.
around for hours and live streamed the whole thing. Um, heard a bunch of stories. I got to film and see a lot of the different styles of art that now I'm able to kind of showcase a different style now that I'm doing AI because of that experience. I got a chance to just see a walking gallery of street art from everywhere, global artists. It was a really, really dope experience. I want to go back. I want to go film again. I want to do a different live stream setup. And I'm hoping we can do that again soon. But you just did another mural project for your high school, yes?
We did. We did. Kalaheo Mustang Foundation, Kalaheo High School, right here in beautiful Kailua Public School. That's where I went. And 2024 was our 20-year. Always been around. People help. You help when you can. 2024 was our 20-year reunion. So we all started getting roped in more. So now I'm in with that, able to help a little bit now, 20 years later, where 5, 10, 15 years ago, wasn't able to put as much back into someone or something like a nonprofit. So Will is taking this, he's on the board of Palama Settlement, so he was instrumental in getting that done and brought to Palama Settlement. So he's taking it on himself to do individual ones. We did Kalaheo High School. We're going to do more there, probably some in other schools. Hawaii Walls also does auxiliary ones at different schools. And I'll bring that back to talk about the nonprofit thing and what we're doing there, what I've done with nonprofits in the past. Nonprofits have a sales process. Um, so we're an alumni foundation for our high school. Depending on where you went to high school or college, your alumni foundation may be at a different level. University of Hawaii, I love it. It's a great school, not the best school in the world, but one thing they do that some people get frustrated with, but I appreciate it, right? They call 2, 3, 4 times a year to ask for donation pledge drive, right? And it's typically a student, intern, somebody in the business club, whatever the heck it is, right? And that's again the system, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, just go out and push for money, push for money. It's like, have a system in place where you're doing whatever it is. What do you need to do? You need to raise money. Let's figure it out, and let's do it in we don't want to sell, and we don't want to be the pushy salesman. We don't want to be cheesy. We don't want to be slimy. So the way to not do that is just don't do that. Just ask. Like, this is what we do. You're on the list. You know what I mean? Like, this is what, buy or don't buy. You know what I mean? But we appreciate anything that you can do. So just be genuine. And so, of course, my little high school, I don't get phone calls from the, you know what I mean, the alumni foundation asking me for money. And I wish I did. Right. So that's part of what we're doing, right? Instead of just an email list, gonna have the website, gonna have the GHL. They're gonna come in, you have name, email, phone number, we're gonna be able to text people once a quarter, once a whatever, segment people into different parts. And ultimately, I think there's kind of a business program there. They have some marketing, they have content, digital marketing, a couple media, film. They have like a t-shirt press where they can do t-shirts and banners, and they do all kinds of, so basically getting some kind of business club in the school to where couple of these kids can be interns for a semester, and once or twice a semester they got to come down, call the list, and hey, this is Jennifer, I'm a 10th grader at Kalaheo, we're just doing this with our ding, da 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 da. And if that bothers you, like, text back, unsubscribe, we'll take you off the list. But if most people, if they sign up for your list, they want to hear from you, so you owe it to them, to reach out. And so that goes for profit or for nonprofit. um and usually this is new. Usually we come into somebody existing and they may have 10,000 people on their list, and some of them have last names and some of them have emails and none of them have phone numbers, and you can only do as good as what the data is that you have. So you can find yourself that's when I come in, and I'm coming into existing organizations, and it's like revamp, but depending on what you have, some people's data is good. We can come in and plug in smoother and simpler. But yeah, I hope that kind of helps answer the question, and then I'll let y'all kind of give some feedback. I don't know where y'all are at time. I give y'all give some feedback, and then I'm just gonna work that into kind of just a related point that I brought up in the beginning, which is similar. But yeah, let y'all
And
kind of
you
jump in.
said too much. Like I got at least three comments on it. I don't know how
Please
many.
go for it.
I don't know how many everybody else got, but I try to keep it tight. One, I just want to laugh when you said like the college is calling. I remember I just graduated and they sent me a text or sent me an email, sent me a call asking to donate money. I'm like,
I
I
got
still
mad the
owe
first
you
time.
money.
I got
still
mad the first time. Don't get me wrong. I got mad the first time.
Yeah. But you make a good point. Like now, if you ask, okay, now I could probably donate. But you asked me fresh out of college, I'm still broke. I'm still paying
Yeah.
you guys. Like,
Yeah.
so having that strategy, like you said, like not-for-profits are still a business, right? They
Yeah.
need the right strategy. Like you probably don't want, because I think I'm off the email list. Like I don't get emails because I was like, no, unsubscribe.
There you go. Yeah.
I'm still a broke college student, first year working, like
Hmm.
give me a second to get my feet wet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's a great point. Yeah.
what you said about the data, like good data, I mean, that's my life right now. Like everybody
The AI is
wants
only as good as the data.
it's
Yeah.
only as good as the data. Like you can't do it. They're like, oh, let's use AI. I was like, no, we can't. Our data is not anywhere good enough to use AI because from what you said from the very beginning, like you need a prompt book. Like you got to tell AI to only use this. And if you're only giving them this and it's a mess, you can't expect them to come up with like good solutions. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Yep.
Like that's the
Exactly.
main thing.
Yep.
And then I will put
Couldn't
it
have said it
over
better.
to our other co-hosts.
Oh, I literally don't have anything on that part because I just thought the same thing happened to me when I graduated twice. I was like, wait a minute, I got the second go around, I had a student loan to pay off because I got
That's
greedy.
funny.
I was like Kanye West. I just didn't want to get out of college because I loved all the
Get out of there.
yeah.
Get out of there.
When you
Get
walk
out of
around the
there.
school and you're like, hey professor, how are the kids doing? It's time to go. It's time to go. But I'm just like how Uriah was. Like I got out of the college second time. I'm like, yeah, this is not gonna work. I can't. What can I donate? And I'm
Yeah.
literally just. I'm like, stop calling me. Don't text. Don't call me. Well, texting wasn't big back then, but stop calling me. Take me
Yeah.
off any email. At that
I
point, I
think
was
that's
on
a great point.
AOL.
I
I
think
was on
that's a great
AOL.
point. And that's kind of what I was saying is about. It's like if you don't want to come off as a pushy, sleazy salesman, you got to read the room. You got to know like how to qualify your leads. Like when your leads come in, like some people will have a lead magnet, right? Like here's the free ebook before I even ask you to buy anything, right? And so I think that would be something to good. And then what we'll take into our high school one. I think that the alumni association should keep in touch, and the first year you're out of college, they should be like, hey Uriah, this is the alumni association. Just wanted to reach out. Just wanted to make sure you know that you had a place to come. It's a whole new world out there leaving college. Like here's some resources. Reach out anytime, you know. And just they should call or text once a year at that point. And then
Mm-hmm.
maybe 4, 5, 6 years after you're out, they should ask for money the first time. And then at
Mm-hmm.
that point, if it bothers you, again, just click unsubscribe. Take me off your list.
Right.
But I think a lot
Right.
less people would click unsubscribe if they didn't ask for money the first time, right? And I remember being pretty mad. I was like, dude, like, thankfully I got out with a small amount of debt. I played basketball, so I got most everything paid for. But I still had some debt from the school. I was like, I literally just, I think we all had the same. It's kind of like a shock. It's like, how dare you?
Right.
But you know
How
what the
dare
worst
you?
part is? You know what the worst part is for me? It's typically a student. So it's a student calling me, and it's like I don't want to like rip out this student. I'm like, dude, I was probably in a class with you last year, but I'm mad at you, so I'm just gonna
Like
like,
John,
I'm not gonna yell at you, but
John,
like
get off my
John,
line.
Dude, it's like you
Right.
should have saw my name and just gone to the next one. You know me.
And if you're trying to come
Bro,
a high school professional, but I got two babies on the hips, and then you're trying to ask me for what? Stop it.
be like,
Don't let it
John,
be a
you're in the
don't let it be
dorm
a
with
for
your
profit.
rum.
Don't let it be a for profit university or you went to the University of Phoenix and then they call you back up. I hope they don't have an alumni association that raises
You know
money.
they
Yeah.
do. They do everything
You
Probably
corporate.
do.
know
They
they
You know
probably
they
do.
do.
Yep.
That's
But anyway,
hilarious.
yeah, that's we say patient, persistent, polite, or I'll say patient, polite, persistent, right? And that would fall under polite. That would also fall under persistent. And when I say the fortune is in the follow up, again, this is the key because I think most people are good people. So if that's you, you're probably already polite and you're probably already patient, but you're probably not persistent. Most people are polite. Most people are patient. Most people are not persistent. Um, so that's the human factor, right? Read the room. Don't piss somebody off on the first message, um, but be persistent.
I like
Now, I
that.
was waiting for you to say that. That's your line. I every
Patient,
Wednesday in AI sales and marketing, I'm gonna hear that line. Say it one more time, Sam.
patient, polite, persistent. I've got a lot of taglines. I can run them all. The
Tell them about
fortune
the
is
follow
in
up. Hit them with the
the
follow up.
fortune is in the follow up. The fortune
One
is
more time.
in the follow up. The fortune is in the follow up. Patient, polite, persistent. Here's the thing about marketing and the leads. Marketing and sales and the drop off. There's a funny joke that one of my mentors said. He said, it's marketing's job to generate the leads, and it's sales' job to tell marketing that the leads suck.
That's right.
But the funny thing is, the leads don't suck, your follow up sucks. The
Mhm.
leads don't suck, your follow up sucks. The leads don't suck, your follow
Hey,
up sucks. And
we
guess what?
gotta.
If the leads suck, if the leads do suck, if you follow up well and properly, you will close deals. Cold calling still works. I'm not saying you should cold call. I'm not saying I enjoy receiving cold calls, but B2B, it still works. Cold email, cold calls. You cannot cold text. That is completely illegal. But I could call 100 people out the phone book right now. If I do it consistently, I'll close a deal. So it's typically not the leads. It's typically you.
He's giving y'all the good PPs.
Hey,
He's giving
Yo,
y'all
I'm
the good PPs, y'all.
I
The good
can't. I
PPs.
can't not bring up Glengarry Glen Ross when you say the leads. The leads don't suck. You suck.
The leads
Mhm.
aren't weak. You're weak.
Right. You
Coffee
suck.
is for closers.
Coffee
Always
is
be
for
closing.
closers. ABC, always be closing. AIDA, action, decision, interest, or action, whatever.
Right, right.
Listen, my favorite sales movie of all time, Uriah. I'm glad you brought that up. I don't do a lot of watch parties on my Wednesday shows. Come find us on Fanbase, AI Sales and Marketing
I was
Mastery,
just going to say
every
that.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't typically have a watch party, but from time to time, I did a Glenn Ross watch party about 6 months
twice.
ago. I'm about to do it again. I did it once, and then I showed clips once.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I've
yeah,
probably
I've
shown
watched it
clips
twice.
like
And
I've probably shown clips 5 times, but I did a full watch through once. I had my 49th show. I believe we've got 50, 51, and 52 coming up. 1 year anniversary coming up. That's going to be an anniversary party. So one of the next 2 weeks, I'm going to do the Glenn Ross watch
Hey,
party.
I gotta
Please
put it.
mark your
I gotta
calendar.
be there.
And the problem is I don't do a ton of I don't do enough promotion ahead of each show with like how y'all been doing and you post. And so when I did it, it was a good room. There's probably like 30 people in the room at any given time. And a bunch of people came in at the end and were like, I missed my favorite part. I wish I knew this was happening. And so I gotta make sure before I do the watch party, I gotta post 2 or 3 times in the week in advance. Today's Sunday. If I can get myself to post it tomorrow, it'll be this Wednesday. Otherwise, it'll be the following Wednesday. So
Because you
Glenn
pretty much gotta
Ross.
just play that scene like over and over. Because the whole movie, nobody cares. It's like you just have to play that
Alec
scene.
Baldwin scene.
Alec Baldwin scenes like
just put it on a loop.
every 30 minutes.
One of the great um um Alec Baldwin, um Ed Harris, I forget the guy that was Al Pacino, of course. Don't let me forget
Yeah.
Al
That's my
Pacino.
man. That's my man.
The guy from House of Cards that got canceled.
Yeah, I know.
I forget his name.
Spacey,
Kevin
Patrick.
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey.
Let's don't talk about
Spacey.
it.
Spacey. I mean, guys in their prime. That was a screenplay. I'm sorry, that was a play. That movie was a play. So it was written as a screenplay.
That makes
And
sense.
Alec Baldwin's character was not in the story, and he wanted to be in the movie so bad they wrote that part for him. That's the only part he's in the
And
movie.
then he
is
killed
that
it.
scene.
Then he
Yo,
Best scene in
that's
the movie.
honestly, he probably derailed the whole movie then, because like it's no longer a play. Nobody remembers anything else. That's all they
Oh,
remember.
there's some other good scenes. The Al Pacino closing scenes where he meets the guy in the bar first, and then they cut away, and then they come back and he closes them again. And then at the end, when Al Pacino rips through the police officer and just yells at everybody, there's some other good scenes in there.
Y'all remember this part?
It's a
Well, I
very
mean, it was
highly
nothing but
critically
rock star
acclaimed play.
actors. It
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
Ocean's
It
11,
was,
you know.
yeah. And
In
before they were
sales,
all rock
clarity
stars, per se.
closes. In
Um,
sales, clarity closes.
Here, real quick, the last one. First place gets a set of steak. I'm sorry. First place gets a Cadillac Eldorado. Second place gets a set of steak knives. Third place is you're fired.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the ultimate skeezy, cheesy, immoral salesperson. But I say, look at the principles, right? When you look at that, it actually plays out in science, right? So this is, I try not to bore people with the stats, but when I said it takes 8 to 12 touches to close the average high ticket sale, 44% of salespeople follow up only one time. More than half salespeople follow up less than 5 times. And only 8% of salespeople follow up 5 times or more. Now, remember, I said it takes 8 to 12 touches to close the average high ticket sale. 8% are following up 5 times or more. It doesn't mean they're following up 8 to 12 times. The study, which is a Harvard Business School study, doesn't show anything above that. But I hypothesize that the only people following up 8 to 12 times or more are the top 1 to 2%. So that's why I say with my business and my service, I put myself and my businesses in the top 1%. You can see on the website of sales organizations worldwide based on follow-up. And so that's right. 1% of salespeople and organizations are making all the money. 8%, right? Which is 8%, which is second place. They get a set of steak knives. And then 92% of salespeople are either following up less than 5 times or maybe only once. So as bad and as crazy as it sounds, it's science. It's literally science. He's not lying. It's not being mean.
It's the numbers. It's the
Sales
numbers.
is hard. Sales is hard.
is,
Not
mhm.
everybody's going to make it. Not everybody's good at it. Not everybody wants to do it. And so when I say those 44% of salespeople are horrible at sales, that's true. But at the same time, there's another study that says 44% of salespeople are not fit for the role. It's just not for them. And a lot of people have to try something that's not for them. So half of the people in any industry aren't going to be great because they're coming and going and they're not going to stick around. So it's not
You
to
gotta
be
have it in
mean.
you. You gotta have it in you. Like
But
you have to be a salesperson.
the science plays. And they say born with it. Some people have traits that just make them better salespeople, but a lot of these things that we say we're born with or are traits, a trait is a set of skills. So you can become better. If you're introverted, that's fine. If you're shy, that's fine. It's like, have more charisma, be happier, make people like you. Well, you can break those down. Have eye contact,
Yes.
have an enthusiastic tone of voice,
Right.
remember people's names.
Boom.
These are the things that make up a charismatic, good salesperson. So you can do it.
I gotta say this. Put the
If you wanna
coffee
do it.
down. Closers. Come on, y'all.
Was that
Put the
lemon?
coffee down.
Black
Remember that
lemon?
part? Yeah. Put the coffee down.
Put
Coffee
that
for
coffee
closers.
down. I am glad y'all brought that up and know that movie, man.
Yes, I'm a sell person. I mean, that's how I'd make it. Yeah.
Well, and Sam, when we linked up the very first time, you asked me, so like, have you ever made cold calls? I said, yeah. And he said, did you like making them? And I was like, dog, no. Nobody likes making cold calls, but it's a thing that you got to do to learn the whole process. You have to do that. You have to do cold calling because then you understand, oh, this is a key critical component of me getting better and getting to that next level. I have to make these calls. It sucks. It's rough.
And that's the persistence part, right? Because I say persistence, people say fear of rejection. It's a fear of rejection. So that works out into a fear of persistent. You're not going to be persistent because, you know, once you get rejected once or twice, you don't want to get rejected again, right? So it's
Right.
a skill of dealing with rejection, taking no, 8, 9, 10 no's to get to the yes. Enthusiasm, maintaining enthusiasm, being just as cheery on the phone after you got told no 9 times as you are the next time, and being consistent, right? Just because you made 100 calls a day last week and then this week you just make 20 calls a day, anybody can be happy and be on one day. In order to do it every day, you have to, it's not manufacture it, it's just practice, practice, practice. So get used to being told no, you
I
know?
love it that you said that. You're bringing back old school memories of before I got into healthcare. Oh my gosh, it's just like people tell me no. I'm like, okay, that no meant maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check back. I'm gonna circle back. And they're like, Adama, why are you so chipper? I'm like, in my mind, I'm screaming, but on the outside, that no was a maybe.
See, hey, that's where we all have, Uriah got to hear me not too long ago at work having to like hey, don't mind me, I'm about to put my customer service voice on. And I was like, hey, you know, how can I help you? Oh, no problem. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope you have a great day. And I was like, hey, don't you say a word. Don't say a word. I don't want to hear it. But we all have to kind of go through it. Yo, Jen got a voice over there. Jen got a voice. Hey, Adam got her booyaka voice. We all have to do it. It's some of us kind of have practiced long enough where it sounds natural now. We've gotten accustomed to it. You're right. I'm the salesman. I'm the salesman on the team. And it's like, well, I've done a lot of customer service over the years, both for corporations and for family business, and now for our business. I'm used to that. That's part of me. It's ingrained in me now. So I'll do the cold calls. Cool. Let's get them knocked out. Yeah. If we got to do them next week too, hey, do you want to split them or you want me to take them? All right, cool. Let's get it. Because I see the end goal.
That's dope.
What'd you say?
Oh, I said that excites me. Like I remember before I was in healthcare, because that's all I did prior. Healthcare was only new to me by 7 years. But after that divorce and I realized I had to go get it, I was getting it. What? You can tell me not. I love it. It was like a rush. It was a rush. And then I got to understand people better. And then I got to get to mingle with those new businesses and do business to business. I was the business to business person. I go knock on the door. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? And they're like, okay, why is she here? And why is she chipper? What is she drinking? I'm like,
why are you so happy this early?
Yeah. And in my mind, I'm thinking, no, I really don't want to be here, but you're not going to see that.
Right.
Because I got goals.
That's funny.
Professional.
I hear you.
So Sam,
my wife has that voice. It's funny. I never really gave her a hard time. She got the I'm at work talking to a sales voice, and I noticed it. I never gave her a hard time. And then her dad was visiting, and her dad is like one of those, everything is joke and teasing, and he gave her a hard time. He's like, "Oh, Dina's," and I didn't even notice it, and she was like, "Stop it!" And she got all like, I was like, "Oh, that's a thing. I let that one slip," and she's yeah, it was funny. I was like, "Oh yeah, you definitely do slip into that." That's good stuff.
It's key.
It's true. It's true.
It's key.
We all actors.
Yeah, don't let me quote another line from the movie. Always be closing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Always.
Always.
What?
Always. That's how we thrive. That's how we thrive.
I'll put that Southern charm on in a minute.
Do either of you
I expect y'all to be at the watch party.
Oh yeah, I gotta be there.
I'll text y'all. Group chat. We got you. I'll let y'all know.
I'm gonna need that. Honestly, I'm definitely gonna
Right?
definitely
Yep.
gonna need that
This one I'll
reminder.
have to announce ahead of time. Yep.
Yes, because I'm going to be in the background acting. I got a T-shirt too. Y'all keep playing with me. You know I'm a T-shirt connoisseur, so I got a T-shirt.
That's
Right.
it. That's it.
Sam, this has been great. I wonder if there's anything that we missed that you want to talk about.
Yep.
You and I could talk for hours. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you the mic. You got the mic. What do you want to
Yep.
talk about? I know you got stuff going.
Yeah, I got one last kind of big point I want to make, and then however you guys want to do sign off, I can talk about my stuff. But I want to talk about
Come on.
one other stuff first. Everything is a business, right? So I know there's some artists on here, maybe one or two. You guys are into AI art, I think, some of y'all. And
I think I
again,
know a person.
it's as a business owner, they say everybody's a content creator, right? So there's the business owner like myself that creates content because of that. For not everybody, the content isn't the business for everybody. For a content creator or an artist, the content is the business. Okay, right. So this is what the kind of difference that I want to kind of focus on. I think we're all familiar with the story. And I feel like us being in a similar age, range, we've seen the progression from MySpace to Facebook and early Facebook to Instagram and early Instagram to on and on, right? And they call it your digital real estate, right? SERP, SERP is your search engine real estate. They call it digital real estate, your digital real estate. There's real estate that you own, which is your website, which is your CRM. That's yours. Nobody can take that list away from you unless HubSpot goes out of business or you break their terms of conditions or you get in legal trouble. But other than that, you own that. Your website, you own that. Your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, all of those other ones, that's rented space. You don't own that, right? They've called it digital sharecropping. Well, actually, no, that doesn't refer to digital sharecropping, but a similar function. But
Kind of similar.
anyway,
It rhymes.
anyway, we
Hey, it
know, we
fits.
know, yeah, we know the list. The money's in the list, like our list, our email list, or whatever. It's just a list because it's not an email list, first and foremost. Text messages, text messages, text messages. Three main things I wanted to hammer home today is follow up, speed to lead, and text messages. Follow up, speed to lead, text messages. I didn't talk about speed to lead, but on top of proper persistent follow up, you need to get to them right away within 1 minute and at least within the first 5 minutes with an automated text that's easy to do. You don't have to call everybody manually. And text messages. So your list is your list. It's not an email list. It's not a phone list. You're gonna have name, email, phone number. If you are not collecting phone numbers on your form, website, whatever it is, you need to be collecting phone numbers. And if you only have emails, you need to send an email out to everybody and ask them for their phone number. And from now on, nobody can talk to you unless they give you name, email, phone number. That's the new rule. Okay, that's the $1 million tip for today. One of many. Um, and because in the beginning of Facebook, you had 1,000 or 1 million followers. Everybody saw your stuff. We know about reach coming down and blah, blah, blah. Now, barely nobody sees your stuff. You're going to pay for more ads, which is great. These platforms still work. You should still use these. Some people's businesses are solely profited from TikTok or one platform or two. You should have those. But you know how it goes. They can take away reach. Computer just died over here. That's fine. I might just recharge it. No, I don't need to do that. They can take away reach, and you know how easy it is to get your account restricted, blocked. I've seen people with 1 million followers, 100 followers lose it, gone. And here's the thing: you could break the terms and conditions. The conditions could change, and you do something that was okay before it wasn't. And they do it accidentally sometimes. People get restricted and canceled and out of because the AI thought they did a thing and they didn't. So there's any number of things on your rented real estate that can happen. And so you may or may not have heard and the concept of off platform. Get as many of your people off platform, even if you're just content purely. All right. hey everybody, hey YouTube, hey Instagram, you know how it is. Not everybody sees the stuff, da da da. Da. You know, if you love me or if you have a Patreon or if you're whatever, like just fill out the name, email, phone number, get in my system. I'll be able to text you. So if anything ever happens, if Facebook headquarters blows up and there's no more, you can't DM somebody on Instagram anymore, I can still text you. And text messages are by far the most effective communication channel. 80% of text messages are open. 80% of business text messages are open versus 20% of business emails, but 90, dang near 100% of all text messages are open. Um, and so I think the creator needs to do this. It's to the point where what I do is on the sales side, and people that are like retail or e-com, if you're selling t-shirts online, you're not going to maybe necessarily be doing this. If you're familiar with restaurants, anybody that uses 5-star retail, like membership program, they're pushing out texts, but they're not taking sales calls. They're not talking. It's not like, hey, this is your local deli. You want to have a conversation? But taking that, doing that, getting as many people off platform as you can so you can own your people so that if your main platform goes down or gets throttled, and you should be reaching out to them anyways. So if you go to my new website, remix.ai, WREMIX.ai, I hope everybody can go there. It's a new website today. Not today, but just launched a new website, just launched a new agent. So when you fill out that form, yes, I'm going to reach out and ask you on a sales call, which you can or don't have to do. It's a free, no pressure strategy call. But the last one is going to say, do you want to get notifications for our live audio rooms and events? Yes or no? If you say
Hey,
yes, you're going to get a text message and an email every time I go live on the fan base room. I'm not going to like every time I
fire.
post, I'm not going to, you don't want to burn that list. Um, but now there's that. So if you just want to get notifications, like, yes, you're going to get a fan base notification if you follow my camp when I go live. If you follow me on Instagram and I go live, you're going to get that notification. But most people either don't look or they don't see it till later, or you shoot them a text message. So, um, this is something that I do for and with. I do it for clients. I can teach people to do it themselves. Then on the DIY side, you know, especially with the creator, you get to the point where you're starting to spend money on some of this stuff. Um, these things can be done for a few $100s, you know what I mean, a month if you really just go out there and figure it out yourself. And you don't have to build out a full custom AI sales system. You can just get a couple of those automated text messages in the beginning and build from there. The best way to build these systems is I heard you folks talking about it on another platform. The AI comes out of the box as like a teenager. They're a great appointment setter. But then they train and they grow into a young adult and then into a full, fledged adult. And so think about it that way. Do it manually first. Don't get overwhelmed. Like I got to go to HubSpot and build out this whole system. No, just go get your HubSpot or go get your go high level. You can get that through me. You can get that through them. You can get that through any go high level affiliate. Um, and just start. Just connect your web page so that when people, you know what I mean? Just so
Just start.
I always say do it manually first. AI can't fix stupid, so it can't you gotta have something that's working already. So if you don't know what your business is, then um so that's the
That's the
big
clip.
thing.
That's the
Get
clip, Sam.
people.
I just want to say,
AI can't
Sam, that
fix
was the
stupid.
clip right there.
Yeah.
That was the one. Can't fix
AI
Hey,
is
I
stupid.
love
amazing.
that. And we speak the same language, right?
That part.
You can't
And
fix stupid. Like if you don't have a
yeah,
business, you're not gonna have a business, right?
if you
Like,
don't have a
hey,
business, you don't have anything to automate.
right, right.
And if you don't have anybody in your CRM yet and you're just getting your first leads, you don't need it to be fully automated. And that's the thing, is build that way on purpose, because I always say you don't want to over engineer. What's next, right? We can build 2, 3,
Yes.
4, 5 steps in advance in the sales pipeline. And then we realize on step 2, people aren't responding to a message or it actually needs to go a different direction. So all this stuff you built, you don't even use now. It's gone.
Sam, that
There's
was
just sunken
amazing.
cost. So you gotta not over engineer. Don't over engineer 3, 4 steps in advance with one, maybe 2 steps at a time, one step at a time.
You said
You will
you
cause
said some
problems
key
and waste
words.
time and money. Yeah.
You said some keywords. Build that way. I'm doing it right there because I know caption catch. Build that way on what's the P
On
word?
purpose. On purpose.
And I think
Yep.
the biggest
And
thing
you
is like you need somebody like Sam to help create that vision because you might not even know what you don't know, right? So you might get on like, oh, you especially with I found in the creative spaces, like a lot of people like to do the fun part. Oh, everybody likes creating the pictures, but nobody wants to do the work that leads up to what the picture even used to the sales. So people like Sam, like that business is what you need to get your business even off the ground. Like, how do you get from just creating pictures to actually creating a business? And everything Sam just said, he was dropping a lot of gems. It's like, get the structure in place. And he said it in the beginning, and I don't know if they fully grasp it, but it's like, okay, do you want me to do it for you? Do you want to do it yourself, or do you want to do it together? Right. So it's like you got all the different platforms to do it with. Like, hey, this is something you definitely want to look into if you're trying to get your business from, oh, I don't kind of know what I'm doing, to actually get some like, now I'm sending text messages. Now I'm sending like automated emails. Now I have like a flow going. Because I think a lot of people go from like, oh, I could do it myself. I can make these pictures and I'm going to make a business, but I don't have an email list. I don't I don't have a landing page. I don't
have
know.
a business.
Actually, I don't know what I'm doing.
You said,
Which is okay though, but that's okay. Everybody, you just gotta start.
You have to start.
gotta
Like if
start.
you don't know what you're doing, that's fine. People don't know what they do when they first start, but that's when, like you said, just get started. Like
I
just
heard
get
you
it
said,
started.
what's your catchphase, Uriah? Push the button
Push the
or start
buttons.
putting. I heard you
Push
say
the
that.
buttons.
I heard you say that a couple times. See, we all got catchphrases. I know y'all got catchphrases too. I've been watching enough of
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah, push the buttons.
I know them already. Or I mean, I know a couple of them. I know a couple of them.
You know the important ones, it sounds like.
That part. No, I
Yep.
think this was
Yep.
really good. This was really good.
Thank you. I loved it as well.
and you made
We could do
P
this
sound
all
good.
day.
You
We
made the three
could.
P's sound good. You made those three P's sound good, y'all. Even though I be making the PP word sound bad, you made the three P's. You made the
Prompt,
triple header
please.
P.
Prompt, please.
Prompt,
Prompt, please.
Prompt, please. That's
Prompt,
another one.
please.
That's
So,
another one. That's mine. Prompt, please. PP, PP. But you did the triple header P's, guys.
okay,
Yep.
but
I can't wait
he
till y'all
His actually-
explained how to
His is
navigate.
good. His is good.
His was
Thank
great.
you.
His was phenomenal. He was trying to show y'all how to bring it in, how to keep generating and keep ahead. And again, I saw Lewis post this week, and I've been preaching it since chat has upgraded to everybody thinking they got Midjourney on chat. Okay, sorry. Ooh, I said
We get
it.
spicy now. Here we
I'm
go.
sorry.
The show started. The
You know
show
what, Uriah?
started
You're
now. Here we
supposed to
go.
support me. Uriah, what was that? Go back with it and be like, booyaka, booyaka. What is that? You can't go.
Blayaka,
Wait, no.
blayaka, blayaka.
You, Lois.
No,
And thank you, Sam. And so what I'm
it
trying to say,
wasn't you. It was the people that think that they got chat as MJ.
you know, I be thinking you coming from me from Chicago. I be thinking you
Nah,
coming.
he's with it.
But listen to
But
this
it's
is what I'm trying to say. That Lewis posted this, and I know somewhere before Puerto Rico, Uriah, that you like that how I slid that in there. Okay. But we've all been saying, please do not get in the loss of the prompting sauce. Everyone needs to learn how to prompt.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And Sam just came on today with his magic, beautiful words of truth and intentional progress. He's telling you prompting in his work, what he does is very important. So please take heed, because I remember being on the feed with Lewis this week, and it was a very important one. I wish everyone could get that. A lot of us are evolving to the point where we're not going to circle back to this, and there's only going to be instructional guides. And I don't know about everybody else, but I learned better from people who are we're all swimming in the same pool, because they're taking the time to say, oh, you learned that? Oh, I learned that. Or, oh my gosh, Sam just told us that If you're going outside this prompt, don't do it. I mean, so we're all talking the same.
Don't do it.
Prompting is important. That's right, Sam. Tell them, don't do it.
That's right.
Prompting is important. Please.
Follow
Because we're gonna
directions,
be in this
chat.
space
Follow
forever.
directions. Please.
Effective prompting. Prompt
Effective prompting
engineering is the key. to
is the
future.
key. Can we
Mhm.
all say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3. Prompting. Prompt
Is
engineering
the
is
key.
important,
Is
guys. It's the key.
key.
Let's do it again because that sucked because I got distracted.
Yo,
One,
you
You didn't even say the
Wait,
same.
you cut out. You cut
prompt
out. You cut
engineering
out. You
is the
said
key.
prompting is the key, right? Prompting is the key.
Engineering is the key. You know
Prompt
what?
engineering is the key.
It's my
Okay, we
cheat
got
code.
it.
Prompt engineering is the key. Let's go.
No.
1, 2, 3.
Prompt
Prompt
Engineering
Engineering
the
is
key.
the
is the
key.
You know what? Sam, you in the group. I have to kick you guys two out.
No, but real talk, it's been a continuous theme with
It's
every
the
guest.
vibe. The vibe. I got the vibe for you. Talking about the groove. We're in it. We're in it.
Yeah, we definitely are in the groove tonight. No, but that's been a theme that's gone on with every guest that's come on the show. We start out with, hey, tell us about you, tell us what you do, tell us how you do your thing. But by the end of the conversation, there is the line, hey, you're going to have to learn to prompt. Every guest that we have come on. So again, today, you're going to have to learn to prompt. And if you don't, cool, you've got some resources. We're here every Sunday. You can find all of us across the platforms, but you're going to have to learn to prompt. It's unavoidable at this point. Sam, I want to just say thank you because this was a very focused conversation versus, hey, yo, you and I, we get together and just hang for hours and hours, and we go all the way around the world with our conversation. So I really just want to
Yeah.
stop and say thank you for your time today, for just being willing to share all this information. I wonder if there's anything that you would like to close with, market, advertise. I know we've got your links that'll be up on screen, but the floor is yours, my friend.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me here. This was an amazing time. As you said, Jim's dropping all the time, so I pick up, from y'all on this call right now, as well as I've been a fan of the show, so I've seen some episodes. I've seen a good amount of episodes. Great time. Part one, like you said, we can there's so many ways to go with this, but I think we did a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all my situation. Once again, to all the viewers out there, live and on the recording, thank you so much. My name is Sam Wilhoite. I own Remix AI, WREMIX.AI, sales and marketing agency right here in beautiful Hawaii, working all over the country and the world. So we have a new website up. Please go. Please fill out the form. New website, new AI agent. All right. WREMIX.AI. And when you fill that out, at the bottom, the last thing is going to say, would you like to get notifications for our sales and marketing audio rooms and events? If you want those, if you've been on Fanbase with me, or if you haven't, we do that every Wednesday on Fanbase, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the AI Sales and Marketing Mastery Camp. So you can find it in the camp section. Yeah, fill out the form and you will, if you wanted to get on a phone call with me one-on-one, you have that opportunity. Also, if you just want to get the notifications, you have that opportunity. For those of you who may be interested in talking with me to see if there's any way that this could be beneficial for your business, of course, fill out that form. It's always a free, no pressure strategy call where you're going to come away with something valuable. If you found any value here, just wait and see if you what it could be if it was just us one-on-one. So always try to leave you with money making tips out the gate. If it's not for you, but you think it's could be for somebody that that owns a business that maybe is already spending money on marketing, or maybe they're getting to that point, go ahead and connect us. We give a great referral fee to kind of who is it good for? typically for a business that's already spending a few $1,000s a month on marketing. Um, of course, we specialize in businesses with the sales process, but we touch most industries. And we were kind of talking about this a little bit, but there's that awkward phase in business, right? There's always humps you have to get over, right? And that first one is, we typically start self-employed, for lack of a better word, right? It's us. We are the business. We do the thing. We try to get up to that point where we make our first 6 figures. We're like, cool, we're making 50 grand, 100 grand, 150 grand a year. It's us, not spending anything on marketing. It's all word of mouth. And then you start getting up into that next phase, where you're looking to spend money on marketing, and you're going from spending nothing to spending $2,000-3,000 a month on marketing. So there's a gap there where you can't always just take that leap. You're usually going to start with spending $100 on Facebook ads a month, $200 on Facebook ads a month, doing it yourself until it makes sense to pay somebody else. You might pay somebody to put you through a course so you can do it better. So yeah, just to give y'all kind of context about who we work with and how, if whether it's for you or for somebody else, we have the done for you service, which is for that business already spending a few $1,000s a month on marketing. The done with you is a 90-day program that is a one-time fee, which is a few $1,000s. 90 days gets you in doing really great, build your system together. And the do it yourself, I am a GHL, a Go High Level affiliate. So if you're with our services, you get that for free. If you're not, I am able to just sell the software. That's not really where I focus, but you can get GHL for $100 a month from GHL. And as affiliates, we're able to give it away for free or sell it for whatever we want. So I'm able to sell it for, if somebody wants it, I'll sell it for half price. You can basically get it for $50 a month from me as opposed to 100. So those are kind of the 3 levels. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend about Leadership Lounge. If you're watching, share this link. Send it to somebody this could be good for. Tell them about me. Share the link if you think it's good for them. And for you, ask for referrals. The top salesperson in every organization asks for a referral every time. Just like I did right now, that's $1 million tip for you. And if you can give a referral fee and pay somebody, most people, they're going to want to just help out if they can. But if we can go out and make money together, let's go out and make money together. So, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, I love when our guests come on here and they're so intentional. They're open and they're ready to help. They're not just ready to be like, oh, this is my moment to shine. Shine, shine, shine. They're like, no, I'm a shine and I'm gonna bring the guests with me. So
And I
I'm
think we got
open
a
to
theme
help.
going now. Like with the salespeople, they come with business. Like they come
I love
with
it.
actionable items to take back with us, right? Like that's so we got.
Over
And
here at
he saw
the
Tez's thing. Like, oh, speaking of Antez, today's is Antez's birthday.
oh, let me
Hey,
He just
happy
turned
birthday,
40 today.
birthday to
Happy
you.
birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Hey, I just want to say this over here at the Leadership Lounge. When we have guests come in, they be ready to help you.
That's
Come on
right.
in.
Ain't that the
Each one
truth?
teach one. Each one teach one.
Yeah, I love this. Okay, so before we
Hold on. Hold on.
get
Hold
on
on.
to
Hold
the
on. Because I want
pros,
y'all to do
yeah,
y'all's thing. Sorry. One last thing.
yeah,
One last thing, right?
what's
The
up?
secret is the secret is the human, right? Last catchphrase. AI. All right. Artificial intelligence. It's in the name. I like to say AI, actual intelligence, right? What's actually natural? You could say natural intelligence. You could say human intelligence. AI, actual intelligence. You are the actual intelligence. The AI needs a pilot. Become that pilot. Future proof yourself, your career, your business. Um, and that's it. Just remember that. That's it. All right. On to you. On to y'all. On to y'all. That
All
was the
right,
last catchphrase of the
Hey,
day.
Miss Adama,
it's
you
back to the
are up.
person.
Okay, so you can find me where you're going to find my link down here in a minute. And I just want to say right there, look at our awesome director. Shout out to Jen.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
So for me, if you are seeking, like, if you have a creativity fog, because fog is real when you're creating, you don't have to stay stuck. Sometimes it takes the right person, the right spark to find you where you're at. And I'm it. So you can come and I can help you bring out that creativity. We can tell a story, and then we'll be able to direct you over to our awesome Lewis, who can help you with the prompt engineering. And then if you want to take it any further, you can go to Uriah. But for me, I will meet you where you're at. You can become, rebuild, unblock, and harmonize. And I came up with a little catchphrase with that, y'all. Y'all ready for it?
Come on.
It's called bruh. What? BRUH. Become, rebuild, unblock, and harmonize when it's time to create. That way you can give intentional work.
I like
I love it. I love it.
Bruh.
I
Bruh.
love it.
Kim
Bruh.
Pope. Bruh. What?
Bruh.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're gonna be I can't wait till we get our shirts.
I can't
we
wait.
We're gonna be lit this summer.
Oh,
Uriah, what you got? What you got
Let's
for
go.
everybody?
You could catch me on Facebook or LinkedIn at Uriah Muhammad. Also, I got my app link right there. Thanks, Jen. It's right on the screen. And I'm just going to focus on the editing, the content creation coaching. Like if you want to learn how to coach, if you want to learn how to like create content at a higher level, like create the editing process, like bring it all together. I can help you understand how to use the tools to bring it out. Like what all those adjustment tools means within the app, what those adjustment tools mean within the video app and also the photo app, because it means something different in both sides. On the photo side, the levers go, pretty wide. On the video side, you want to keep it pretty tight. But how to bring it all together as we're doing the AI imaging and AI video creation, I can help with that.
That's what's up. Well, and my name is Lewis Marshall. I am the host here at Leadership Lounge Live. We got one more person that we want to shout out, our brother, Mr. Leslie Blair. He is the gentleman who does all of our music here. Uriah, go ahead. I know you're going to cut me off. Go ahead. You got it.
I just realized this is what happens. This is what happens. You
Every time.
Hear him say it. So I'm like, I want people to hear what he does.
Yep.
Welcome to the Leadership Lounge.
uh-oh.
So, our guy, Mr. Leslie Blair, I know his link is down at the bottom. He is who does all of our music in-house. He is across all platforms. You can find him at LM Blair or at Leslie Blair. You can also click on the link for him. I talked to him this morning. He's doing very good. He's got a new batch coming up. So I personally am ready to get some new tunes. Again, my name is Lewis. I am the airbrush and AI artist over here at Marshall Artistry. This is the home of the prompt packs. I personally specialize in the prompt engineering for both images as well as for video. We have spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks putting together some bilingual prompt packs. So definitely check out our website at Marshall Artistry. And then as well, we've got our free tribute prompt pack still sitting on the website. It is going to go away on the 7th this week on Wednesday. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and go to the website, click on the link to grab your free prompt pack. There's approximately 50 prompts or images in there. You might be able to use those for videos also, but this at least gets you started down your prompt engineering journey. This has been a really, really amazing episode. I want to thank Sam again for dropping all these gems and being willing to spend the time with us on a Sunday evening. Sam, I typically ask the guest this near the end of the show. I think I already know the answer to this, but in a few months or sooner than that, would you be interested to come back onto the show and have another follow-up conversation?
Definitely, definitely. With the caveat,
Yeah. What's up?
Actually, I'm not going to give you a caveat because you're going to make the decision. I know you had kind of brought it up to me. No spoilers, but I know there's a couple of other of us from our man Will here, maybe another
Yeah.
sister,
Yep.
that we know who we're talking about. I know, again, you thought about having individually and then as a group. So, um,
No
you know,
spoilers. No
maybe
spoilers. No
no
spoilers.
spoilers, no
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
Hmm.
Can you go
We're
back and
keeping that
edit
one
out?
to
Can
the
you go and
tuck.
edit out 10 seconds of the video? See, I didn't really spoil it. We already talked about Will. All right. But yes, I will. But make sure, you know what I mean. If you're gonna do any of that, I'll
Yeah.
be happy to come
Yeah.
after that happens.
Okay.
Because then
Cool.
there'll just be more to talk about, you know what I mean? Because and if we all do something at some point, you know, as a group, great. But yes, more to come. And I am having Marshall on as I'm gonna have y'all on as a guest on my situation. I'm about to make 1 year on my audio room. I've never done guests. It's something that I've thought about doing and kind of similar how y'all's done. Maybe once a month I might, you know, do something like that. And so yeah, but yes to all the things.
Yep. And we've talked on the back end. Yes. And anytime you need me, you know where I'm at. Just let me know. I'll be there. I'll round up the crew also. I'm sure that they would be happy to come support you as well. And
Sure.
Wednesday, hey, I'm gonna be there for this this movie day, this watch party on Wednesday. I'm excited now.
All right, well maybe I have to make it this Wednesday then, because I was like this Wednesday or next Wednesday. So let me make sure.
What
Text me, look,
time do
Either
Marshall.
you
way,
normally do it at?
I gotta post by tomorrow and let people know. And I've been
cool.
lacking on the posting. So I'm gonna try to make it this Wednesday, y'all. I will put it on the group text. I'll say it's this Wednesday. If not, it'll be next Wednesday.
Where's the
But
AI agent? The AI agent sounds like he's failing right now.
Oh my God.
I've
Look, here
got a
comes
lot.
Chicago.
I've got listen, there is so much. I've already got the second episode in my head right now.
Right.
And it's funny, right? To touch on the pros and cons of AI, right? Because now everybody has it. But then the human becomes the luxury. The manual becomes the luxury. You can automate everything, but should you, right? Um, for example, so fan base, you cannot automate, it has to be done manually. But other ones like TikTok, Instagram, all those, yeah, you can plug in your scheduler and have the AI schedule it all. But you know um,
You lose it.
they give you less reach when you automate a post. If you
Mhm.
go in and manually post, you get more reach. Why? They don't want you automating posts. Why? They
They
want you
know.
to go in manually to post it so that you get stuck on the app and spend more time in the app.
They
Bingo.
want you. You're a
So
customer.
you've heard the term AI slop, people who just do AI blog
No.
posts and put it up, and there's 1,000 AI blog posts and it's all worthless. Um, so there's tags that say this is AI generated content and it may or may not perform as well, right? So you're right. Organic social media isn't something that I've ever taken to my full extent. So that is something that's coming. YouTube in long form is something that I've never done, but I've just finished my first long form. So long form YouTube is coming.
Yay.
More clips are coming. It's coming. It's
Nice.
coming. Yep.
Nice.
But that is
Yay.
one reason. There's certain reasons why I won't use AI in certain, you know, places. I'm not against social media scheduling. I probably will incorporate more of that. But that is a incentive to post manually. But then again, you
Uh-huh.
can't do it all manually. It's impossible. You won't do enough. So you
Yeah,
got to
he
get
Give and
things
closed.
take.
See,
nice
he
Give
keeps
and
balance.
giving us
take.
He closed.
giving
He
us
closed
gems.
out the gym.
Yo,
He
he keeps
closed us
giving us
out with the
gems.
gym.
Boom.
He keeps giving us more gems. I'm like, no, teach
Boom.
it. Tell me what you about to talk about with the social slob or
Mhm.
whatever that is, because all I heard was Matrix. All I heard was
Hey,
baby
so
Matrix.
that
AI
means they
slop.
gotta tune in on they gotta tune in on Wednesdays. They
I'm,
gotta
Tune
I'm
tune in
going
on
in.
to. I'm
Wednesdays.
so glad I follow you on
Clearly.
fan base.
Tails.
Clearly. I'm
I'm
losing
glad I
out.
follow you on fan base. I've always enjoyed it because you are so passionate
Thank
about what
you.
you're saying. There's a difference.
Thank
You
you.
have it in you, and you are doing it
Appreciate
intentionally.
it.
I love anyone who does
Yes.
that.
Yes,
AI
sir.
Sales and Marketing Mastery Camp. My man, Mr. Sammy Dub. Hey, thank you, brother. Give my love to the family.
I will. You all as well. You all as well. Aloha. Tell the families I say aloha.
You
And
all.
just catch a little bit of these Hawaiian vibes before you leave, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me let the sun kiss my shoulder.
Yeah.
Right.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Everybody, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all. I can't wait to connect with you three just over the next couple of days. We've got another exciting episode for next week. We got another guest for next week. So definitely stay tuned. If you are catching this on the replay, hey, share it with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Love y'all. I'll holla. Peace.